and then we'll get a bit of a tidal push towards later parts of the afternoon. So we could see our biggest sets later on today. Thanks for joining us and watching Pro Surfing here in round one as we look at Punta Roca, setting the stage here for Francisca Veselko to lay down some tracks. A couple of big open face carves, a lot of speed, and overturns off the top. And stops what was a great ride in the making to kick things off.
When she's even down and out, to just bust out a huge backhand slammer.
She didn't have an excellent score last year. She had several opportunities as a replacement surfer, and she had an excellent score in every heat she competed in on the Gold Coast, all the way to that semifinal. She's setting up the big backside snap. That one got a little sticky, but she fought through it. Nice clean rails on the second one, and she will fly out of there. You have to have in between turns because of that chatter. And what about the backhand and Nadia?
Well, Nadia's wave was the first wave of the set, so there was a little more bump on the face. So for her that second turn was something we love to see, but then you saw her catch a rail coming up to hit it again.
We've noticed a lot of little two-turn combos throughout the day. Francisca's going to take a look at the very next wave. Representing Carcavelos in Portugal, she will have great timing on the top turn. Little chatter off the bottom, wraps it, controlling that speed and just being patient where she sets her rail. Another nice clean forehand arc from Kika Veselko, and she times the finish well, explodes behind her, but she will complete that ride. Nice little back and forth between the two.
On the backhand, you saw how hard it was for her to fight through it at the end. But look at this high line she takes. You can see that the face is nice and clean, and then she goes to work here, pushing in the power zone of the wave. It's exactly what the judges want to see. And right now, finding the lip is hard, especially on the forehand. So when you go up to do those turns and finding a pocket to do a sweep in like that and have a tempo like this, finishing off with, a nice solid closeout turn right there, that's going to be a keeper.
Right away when something's on the line. As we look at Kika Veselko drawing a nice first turn, clean styled approach. You can see her skipping over those bumps on the wave. Kind of had to find the pocket on the second effort. Throws a nice clean top turn, big whitewater section. She'll fly past it. Pulls that turn short. Little whitewater coming down in front of her, which is going to keep her behind.
Not to be able to finish.
And then just the comparison from the frontside attack of Kika Veselko.
So Kika's wave was the first wave of the set, had the bump on it, but she did amazing to fight through that and still execute a well-ridden ride. I mean, there was a variation of turns, and she got a lot done, but it's really, really hard with that much bump on the face to fight through it. And at that end section, the timing.
And now Nadia Erostarbe knifing it off the top. Critical section there for the surfer from the Basque part of Spain. Winds up again. Nice clean rails off the top. Pushes quickly as it bottoms out. That end section kind of bowls really quick on her there. I think she just did well to change gears with her turns. Especially when it got critical, she met it there with power and then had to be soft and light on her feet and managed it well down the stretch.
A little bit tighter, a little cleaner, and you can really go to work when that happens. And there it was where she just kind of loaded up, got into the corner. But this turn right here, bang! I mean, are you kidding me? There was just nothing but purity in that turn. It was so fun to watch. The setup turn right here to come back and do it again. I feel like these are the type of waves that we're used to seeing out of her, and the power and the precision that you see. Everything in between, you're a little bit shaky, and if you're gonna do anything, it's maybe ironing that out, but it builds you up for what we just saw. And what we just saw was timing and precision and power meeting with the power of the wave perfectly to give her that massive backhand turn in the power pocket where she's just throwing buckets. I mean, these turns are insane. Nice sweep, really kind of a setup turn. Right here, this is interesting where she kind of sets it up, waits for it a little bit, and then she finds the moment, and this right here is unfortunate. Those turns are excellent. So, the judges are sitting there. They're analyzing every little bit of a ride.
Nadia scrapping into this one. Doesn't need much for a lead change. And she's just going to be left fishing as she steps off. Leading the rookie class coming into stop 5, ranked 13th in the world.
Everybody's fortunate to be here, to be honest. Look at this thing.
Getting a big push there with some backwash, and leaping into the open face is Kika Veselko. A lot of size on this one, but a lot of whitewater is going to keep her from any scoring potential. And priority will be sent to Nadia Erostarbe. Yeah, look at those aggressive paddles that we saw from Nadia Erostarbe to set up her backhand here. Just a check turn, finding the pocket. A lot of lump and bump on the face there. And she decides to get out of there. So 2 waves back to back from our 2 surfers without making an improvement. And now this will be an interesting paddle battle for priority. You can see paddling aggressively has been Francisca Veselko. And hunting down another opportunity is Nadia. Again, just up and out.
Not finding, those open faces that she was looking for. It's really hard to, I think she saw herself losing that paddle battle because of the position she was in.
And really take on the best in the world, which she's a part of. And she's shown that already in the short period of time we've had in 2026. Paddling for this one is our surfer from Zerouts. She will set up her first backhand turn, just a check, finding more of a wall down the line. Belts it there off the lip line, controlling her speed. She'll make it out in front. Another quiet little carve under the lip, and then hitting it with more commitment. Nice flow and rhythm, reaching for the end section finish, and she's down each and every day. And she's also been taking apart some big wave sessions over at Punta Galea as we watch this one again, Strider.
Yeah, that was beautiful right there. I mean, the timing again, the fins were out the back right there, and she connected really well. This little inside section offered up a nice vertical, tap onto that heavier part of the wave.
And kind of a statement to the younger generation who's up now. Kika Veselko driving off the lip, connects on the first section. See how much chatters off the bottom. But she's just controlling it, keeping her eyes on the prize. It'll be a nice little open face carve. Great fundamentals off the bottom. Throws the wrap in. Chasing a section off the roof and connects well for her final turn.
Oh, she liked that. There was some arc up in the end of that. I was waiting for that moment.
Let's have another look. Francisca Veselko trying to get her lead back here.
First turn was actually really well placed. Then the wave kind of gave her a little bit of a challenge on the chop section, but then getting back out in front of it, she comes up with a nice little sweep. And it comes to the inside section where things start to stand up more. So she did another hook, but this right here where she puts it right up into that power pocket and pushes it out over there. So, I feel like that's a moment where you feel like you're building confidence, you're giving yourself the nod, and your next wave you're going to attack even harder.
Looking solid with all of her decisions, real fluid style and technique. Her mom, one of the original pro surfers from Carcavelos. So it makes sense that, and then also lost on the Gold Coast early to another surfer in her rookie class, Yolanda Hopkins. Some clean water setting up for the backhand of Nadia Erostarbe. Well overhead, and she'll trim it with a nice top turn wrap. Pushing hard off the bottom, tags the lip line there. Erostarbe pushing down the point. She's got room to move and connects well with the lip line. Gets out in front again and snaps it. Little airdrop as it bottoms out. Get closer to the low tide, and her support crew absolutely loving that performance. Her boyfriend, her coach as well, Guille, an incredible surfer as well. Can ride just about anything. Twin fins, mid-lengths, chunky sections. Caught a lot of waves where she just kicked out, and then she just fell into a nice flow of patience and then attacking